He tells Do Park that once the job is done, they will greet the Fire Bear boss together. As Jae-wook heads back downstairs, Do Park suddenly receives a call from Won Young, the host at the Red Dragon Arena. She reminds him of their recent conversation at the cafe a few days ago, where she had questioned his reasons for joining the Red Dragon Arena as a Fire Bear gang member and speculated if he was there to spy on them. Do Park had responded by asking if she would believe him if he said he was only there to participate in the fights because he was bored. When she asks if she should believe him, Do Park nods and urges her to keep his Fire Bear gang membership a secret from her father. She agrees but then asks Do Park for a wish, promising to reveal the details of her wish later. Back in the present, Do Park realizes that the phone call from Won Young was regarding the wish she had asked him earlier. She requests to meet up with him later that day and promptly ends the call. Her friends, curious about the identity of the person on the other end of the line, ask her about it. She teases them by revealing that she plans to make him her boyfriend. On his way back down, Do Park informs Jiang that the alliance system will need to be based on a ranking system. He explains that he will be at the top as the leader, followed by the vice leader, officers, general members, and so on. He asks Jiang to provide him with the names of everyone in the group so that he can organize the ranking. Jiang expresses his gratitude for the help, and as they step outside to meet up with the others, Do Park advises Lee Yi-ji not to leave Jiang's side, emphasizing the importance of their plan to make her Jiang's girlfriend. She assures him that she understands and walks away, but this frustrates Do Park since he knows that the success of their operation hinges on keeping Lee Yi-ji close to Jiang. When he meets up with Won Young at a cafe, they decide to take a walk together. She asks why Do Park chose the Fire Bear gang instead of the Red Dragon gang. Do Park explains that while the Red Dragon gang is good, he has a relationship with the Fire Bear gang members. They take a seat on a bench, and Do Park asks Won Young why she wanted to meet up. She claims that she just wanted to see him. Do Park wonders if she is in love with him. However, he is worried that he can't afford to be in love because it's seen as a weakness. Nevertheless, he tells himself that there is nothing wrong with staying close to the daughter of the Red Dragon gang leader. Do Park claims that he misses Won Young too but secretly plans to use her to gather information on the Red Dragon gang. She wraps her arms around his arm, causing him to blush. He begins to realize that love may not be so bad after all but bonks himself on the forehead and slaps himself, reminding himself that he is a man who values honor over love. Meanwhile, as Myung-jun and Young Jian take their leave from the group, Lee Yi-ji suggests making a logo for the new alliance. Jiang agrees, and Jong-so comes up with the logo of the bad guys. They both like it, and Lee Yi-ji takes her leave to start ordering the logos and uniforms. Meanwhile, at the Fire Bear gang branch, Si-won receives a call from Chan-woo who tells him that he was in a car accident and that both of his legs were smashed. Si-won wonders if someone deliberately caused the accident, but Chan-woo claims it was just a simple accident and apologizes for being a burden to him. Si-won reassures him that it's okay and tells him to focus on recovering and taking care of himself before coming back. Chan-woo is moved to tears by his kindness, and as the call ends, he starts crying, feeling sorry for betraying Si-won. Jian-woo also begins crying after seeing his brother cry. The nurse walks in and tells Jian-woo to lie down straight because he's twisting the IV lines. As Jiang walks alone, he contemplates his next steps to expand to other regions as his father wishes. He realizes he needs to work harder to become even stronger and wants to learn new special moves, never knowing when he'll encounter someone like Jian-woo. Meanwhile, Sang Ji-yu is watching him from a distance, taking pictures. He's annoyed that Jiang stabbed him in the back and claims his vengeance begins now. It turns out that Park Han-byul told him to take the pictures. A couple of days ago during the Mujin High fight, Sang Ji-yu had planned to visit the school and stab Jiang or Young Jian if he had the chance. On his way, he notices that Park Han-byul is tied up. As Sang Ji-yu takes the tape off his face, he asks Park Han-byul if he's good at fighting and if he knows Jiang and can beat him up. He requests that Sang Ji-yu freeze his arms and legs, but Sang Ji-yu declines, saying he will decide to do that after he hears his answer to his question. Park Han-byul claims that he can, but Sang Ji-yu wonders if he's weak since he's tied up and asks how old he is. Park Han-byul reveals that he's only 17 and in this situation due to the cowardly moves of Young Jian, which shocks Sang Ji-yu. He smirks and claims that he's the one who understands his anger towards Young Jian. After freeing him, Sang Ji-yu tells Park Han-byul to refer to him as his older brother since Sang Ji-yu is 18. Park Han-byul asks if he wants to be treated as an older brother but questions Sang Ji-yu about what would happen if Jiang found out that he freed him, making Sang Ji-yu panic. Realizing that he misunderstood the situation, Sang Ji-yu punches himself in the face, which surprises Park Han-byul. He tells him to tell Jiang, but Sang Ji-yu claims that he would tell Jiang that he was beaten up by Park Han-byul and had no choice but to let him go. Then Sang Ji-yu asks who Jiang would be more likely to believe. Park Han-byul starts laughing, and Sang Ji-yu asks him if he wants to fight. Park Han-byul faces him, introduces himself, and tells Sang Ji-yu that he will be forming an anti-Jiang alliance, which Sang Ji-yu agrees to join. As they walk together, Park Han-byul is calling someone, and Sang Ji-yu wonders who it is. Meanwhile, at Fire Bear Mountain, Gai Sang asks his followers what animals have in common, as they don't know. Gai Sang claims that they walk on all fours, unlike them. With a serious look, he then tells them that it's the start of their special training and instructs them to start walking on all fours. While hanging out with Park Han-byul, Sang Ji-yu sees that he's talking on the phone with someone named Kong Ji-chan. Sang Ji-yu wonders about Ji-chan's connection to Jiang Park Han-byul, so he asks him to keep his promise. Ji-chan swears to prioritize Han-byul, but Sang Ji-yu insists on knowing who was on the call because he's already on the same side. Han-byul glares at Sang Ji-yu, calls him an idiot, kicks him, and refuses to share information. Sang Ji-yu vows to get revenge on Jiang and plans to use Park Han-byul. He sends something to Han-byul, who claims it will be easier once Ji-chan makes his move, anticipating Jiang's group will grow. Sang Ji-yu suggests getting more people on their side, but Han-byul laughs, mentioning people holding grudges against Jiang. He leaves, telling Sang Ji-yu to think better. Sang Ji-yu wonders where he can find more support and remembers Jong-so, who still holds a grudge against Jiang while in prison. Meanwhile, at the park, Won-young wonders why Do Park slapped himself. He says it helped him calm down after seeing her. Won-young points out the many people around, and Do Park apologizes for embarrassing her. She offers to hit him next time, but he thanks her and wonders why she blushes. After cleaning, Won-young suggests dinner together, but Do Park refuses, saying he needs to visit someone in the hospital. Won-young understands and suggests taking a commemorative photo. They pose together, and as Do Park counts down, Won-young kisses him. They separate to catch their breath, and Won-young calls the photo perfect, promising to send it later. Do Park realizes it's the first time he's heard his heartbeat so loudly. He receives the photo and considers it the first day of their relationship. He reminds himself to meet Jian-woo at the hospital. Min-woo tells Jian-woo to proceed with the plan, and Jian-woo acknowledges it might take time. Si-won is in a hurry to address his plan with Min-woo. His head hurts thinking about Min-woo being in the hospital. Just then, someone asks Si-won why he's so serious and brings up their deal. Si-won then says he's going to be the successor. The boy looks at Jiang's photo and thinks things will be fun. Turns out, he's Jiang's younger brother, Kong Ji-chen. Back at the hospital, Min-woo is determined to protect his brother, remembering how Si-won got mad when Jiang became the new gang successor. Min-woo thinks Si-won is just jealous of Jae-wook's success, the kid being looked after by Jae-wook who's getting all the attention. Si-won tells Min-woo to hinder Jiang's progress. Min-woo knows Si-won is raising other successors and wonders what to do next. Suddenly, Do Park visits. The brothers are surprised to see him. Jian-woo, angry, swears to send Do Park to the intensive care unit. Min-woo tries to stop him, but Jian-woo is determined for revenge. Min-woo shouts Jian-woo's name, making him freeze. Min-woo tells him to calm down because they have a guest. Jian-woo complies, and Min-woo asks Do Park why he's there. Do Park respectfully greets Min-woo and puts down his visiting gift. Jian-woo is mad, thinking Do Park is mocking his brother. Min-woo realizes Do Park is now part of the gang. Remembering his own past, Min-woo, once a ruffian called Tarzan, met Si-won and ended up working with the Fire Bear gang. He respects Si-won a lot and sees a bit of his old self in Do Park. He encourages Do Park to work well, knowing he can climb mountains Min-woo couldn't. Jian-woo is confused about what's going on, so Min-woo asks Do Park again why he's visiting. Do Park just wants to greet Min-woo and say something to Jian-woo. Jian-woo says he doesn't want to talk to Do Park, and even though Min-woo glares at him, Jeon-woo insists he doesn't want to listen. Min-woo tells Do Park to visit again next time, and Do Park smiles, respectfully saying goodbye. Jeon-woo frustratingly glares at him, swearing to send him to the emergency room next time they meet. Min-woo warns Jeon-woo not to get too worked up since he's still in the hospital. Jeon-woo thinks other guests might be better than Do Park and wonders how to put the two back on his arm. Outside, Do Park wonders what's happening with Jae-wook and tries to contact Gai Sang, but Gai Sang is unreachable. Meanwhile, Gai Sang is in the mountains training the hairless numbers as part of the Fire Bear Gang's challenge. Enho complains he can't take it anymore, and Jong-min wants to leave the mountains. Gai Sang asks who complained, making the hairless numbers scared. Jong-min apologizes, and Gai Sang tells him to get up. Gai Sang reminds them that he brought them to the mountains to train their mentality and spirit to become proper human beings. Jong-min is touched by the true meaning of the training, and Gai Sang promises he'll get stronger in a few weeks. Jong-min swears not to run away anymore. Gai Sang tells him to move, and Jong-min starts walking on fours again. Young Rak feels his sweat dripping, and Dae-wong wonders if he knows the way. Young Rak tells Dae-wong to lead instead, and the two start a nervous war. Dae-wong looks behind them, sees no one, smiles, and gets up. Young Rak warns him not to get up, and the two glare at each other, trying to establish hierarchy. Enho wonders why they're fighting, and just then, a bush behind them starts rustling. Sorry for the interruption. Before proceeding, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. He tells the others to be quiet, but the two ruffians think he's playing games. They look behind and see a huge wild boar coming out of the bush. Meanwhile, at the Majin Temple, Won-hyo continues his Buddhist activities. He's frustrated after seeing his older sister, Won-young, kiss Do Park. He can't believe things moved so fast in their second meeting. The executives at the temple wonder why Won-hyo keeps hitting the wooden bell since he returned. Just when they think it's over, Won-hyo starts hitting the bell again. But he's actually hitting his own head, trying to push away impure thoughts about Won-young and Do Park. After his session, he goes out and finds the executives waiting for him. He feels embarrassed for showing himself to them, and his friends remind him not to worry too much about whatever he's thinking. Won-hyo realizes he forgot about his gang and got distracted by worries for his sister. He feels disqualified as the leader. They worry about what's on his mind, and Won-hyo doesn't want to lie to them. He reveals that Won-young is dating Do Park. The executives are shocked. Park Bong thinks it's a lie, and Megan believes wise Won-young wouldn't make a stupid choice like that. Won-hyo also shares that he saw them kissing, shocking the executives. He apologizes, saying they don't have the power now because Do Park is with the Fire Bears. Park Bong claims they can still take down Do Park together, and Megan agrees. He tells his friends there's only one possible way and asks them to join him on the path of extreme aestheticism, the only path they can take. Back in the mountains, young Rak sweats, seeing the monstrosity in front of them. Dae-wong wonders if they should run, but the menacing boar is oddly crying. Enho wonders why the boar is crying, and the boar walks slowly toward the bald trio. They freeze, praying for it to pass by with their eyes closed. The boar walks past Enho and the others, and they hope it's really passing by. They look at each other, relieved. Dae-wong admits he almost wet himself and asks young Rak if he's okay. Enho explains how young Rak's incredible luck saved them, but young Rak feels embarrassed to be praised for something he didn't do. Enho mentions the boar could grow bigger based on the internet, and the trio continues their discussion until Gai Sang appears and calls them out. The three cowards run to Gai Sang and tell him about their scary experiences. Gai Sang asks if they're sure they saw the boar, checks the footprints, and realizes it wasn't his archenemy. He also sees the boar that passed by is injured based on its footprints, knowing it's a female boar. He knows the group of boars is large and, after licking the ground, determines the boar is one of them. Gai Sang is happy to have found a training partner. He tells the hairless numbers to set up camp for the night. Later, Gai Sang discovers the cave area has been marked by boars, and the menu for tomorrow is decided. He tells his minions to rest for the night, assuring the Baldies that they'll have a great meal soon. Back in the city, Jae-wook sends Jiang to school. Some students notice him and talk about beating Jiang if they band together. Suddenly, Jong-so appears, and they all get flustered. Jong-so warns Jiang to be careful now that he's known. Jiang claims he can take on anyone. Lee Yeji, the brain of the new alliance, reminds him that he's now the alliance's leader. Jiang tells her to do the same since she's their brain. On their way to the classroom, students talk about how Jiang went from an angel to the leader of the bullies. The head teacher glares at Jiang, catching the attention of the student president, Dae Hyeon. He claims this wasn't the agreement. They agreed Jiang would clean up the bullies, not become the top bully. Dae Hyeon tells him it's just the beginning, stating that Jiang is competent enough to put every bully under him without bothering normal students. The head teacher agrees to observe more, instructing Dae Hyeon to ensure they don't mess up. Yenji, the vice president, wonders what Dae Hyeon will do next. He says he can fight poison with poison, and Yenji realizes Jiang is making moves but asks about Dae Hyeon. Dae Hyeon doesn't know what to do next but isn't worried because Jiang is different from other bullies. Jiang meets his classmates, with Jong-yoon complimenting his new hairstyle. Jun-min is annoyed to see them on good terms, and Jiang invites them to have a meal together, wondering where Sang-ji-yu is. Speaking of Sang-ji-yu, he visits Jong-so in prison. Meanwhile, the teacher reminds the class that the test exams are coming soon. Jiang invites his friends to eat, but most of them already have plans. Jiang then tells Jong-yoon and Jun-min that he formed a new group called the Bad Guys, inviting them to join. Jong-yoon wonders why Jiang is asking, and Jiang says they are friends. However, Jun-min thinks they can't fight in Batmouths. The two decline, disappointing Jiang. Jong-yoon insists they are still friends, but Jun-min thinks differently. Jiang tells them not to worry. Meanwhile, Lee Yeji's friends talk about how it would be great if she dated Jiang. They discuss the bad guy's uniform and speculate about other schools or groups that might target Jiang due to recent rumors. One friend suggests that Do Park could help, but Lee Yeji doesn't want his assistance. On the other hand, Do Park is with Jong-so, discussing Jong-so's future plans with judo. Do Park mentions Jong-so's father, and Jong-so falls silent. Do Park changes the topic, mentioning that Jiang's recent achievements are a test for becoming the successor of the Fire Bear gang. Do Park plans to follow Jiang, but warns Jong-so about an upcoming war. He advises Jong-so to grow stronger and stay by Jiang's side. Jong-so tells him not to worry. Meanwhile, Sang-ji-yu offers Jong-chul an opportunity. Jong-chul laughs and wonders what it is. Han Biel then talks from a corner and introduces himself to Jong-chul. Han Biel offers help for Jong-chul to get his revenge, mentioning crushing Jiang. Jong-chul falls silent and agrees that the situation is getting worse. They need to get out of Jiang's way. After Jong-chul is released, Han Biel thanks him for his cooperation. Later, outside, Sang-ji-yu asks Han Biel again about Ji-I-chen. Han Biel tells him to chill, and just then, Ji-I-chen appears. Han Biel greets his old friend and introduces Sang-ji-yu. Ji-I-chen tells Sang-ji-yu to relax because he is younger, but the older Sang-ji-yu feels threatened. Ji-I-chen then tells him to move, and Han Biel wonders if Sang-ji-yu has prepared what he promised. Sang-ji-yu menacingly smiles. Later, they meet 5 delinquents that Sang-ji-yu has collected, and Han Biel compliments Sang-ji-yu. One of the troublemakers gets angry at Sang-ji-yu for tricking them into thinking Jiang was coming. Han Biel glares at him and challenges him to a fight, but a delinquent with long hair tells everyone to calm down and focus on their plan to get revenge on Jiang. They say Sang-ji-yu and Han Biel should stay away because they are smaller. Then, Ji-I-chen steps forward, wondering if the 5 of them can really bring down his big brother Jiang. The delinquent with long hair attacks Ji-I-chen, and Han Biel tells Ji-I-chen not to kill them. Ji-I-chen takes a stance and quickly attacks with a 1-inch punch, sending the long-haired delinquent flying and bleeding. The other troublemakers worry about their friend on the ground, get mad, and provoke Ji-I-chen. However, Ji-I-chen is ready to take them on. The long-haired delinquent tells Ji-I-chen to stop, thinking Ji-I-chen is on the same level as Jong-so. Ji-I-chen is glad someone finally realized something. Han Biel then tells them to start their plan. The other 4 try to refuse, but Han Biel threatens them, insisting they follow his instructions. Meanwhile, Jiang, Jong-yoon, and Jun-min leave the restaurant. Jiang invites them to the PC cafe, but the other 2 decline because they need to study. Jiang wishes them well in their studies. Jun-min tells Jong-yoon to go with Jiang alone, feeling uncomfortable with how Jiang has changed. Jong-yoon gets mad, reminding him that he is still Jiang. Jun-min claims that the angelic Jiang is no more, and all that's left is a gangster. Jiang, on the other hand, discovers Sang-ji-yu being beaten up by the delinquents. Sang-ji-yu acts like he's asking for Jiang's help. Jun-yoon claims that Jiang is not a bad guy. he only does what he thinks is right. Jiang gets upset seeing Sang Ji-yu getting beaten up. Sang Ji-yu keeps crying for help, and Han Biel is impressed by Sang-gu's methodical acting. Ji-chen is unsure if his brother will be beaten or not. Jiang then asks the delinquents if they are tired of living already. They're ready to fight Jiang since Jong-so is not around. Everyone jumps on him, and Jiang counters with his pickaxe technique. The delinquent screams in pain, and another delinquent kicks Jiang. Jiang gets pushed aside and kneels on the ground, recalling Gai Sang's words that a man gets stronger as he gets beaten up. He remembers how Gai Sang told him to always incapacitate his enemies. Jiang grabs the fallen delinquent and squeezes his leg, shattering the delinquent's dream of becoming a soccer player. Ji-chen sweats as he sees his brother's strong grip. The delinquent screams in pain when his ankle gets crushed. They call Jiang crazy, but Jiang reminds them of their own actions. One delinquent tries to fight back, but Jiang is too strong. Another one attacks, but Jiang dodges and breaks the delinquent's ribs, making him fall down in pain. The bald one can't believe Jiang got a lot stronger. Jiang calls him out and prepares to attack. The long-haired delinquent gets up and offers to help. Jiang prepares his grip strength as the remaining two delinquents charge forward. Jiang does the same and strikes the bald delinquent. The long-haired delinquent tries to use the moment to hit Jiang, who gets hit on the head by a wooden stick. Jiang glares at him and prepares his grip again, using a new self-developed technique befitting the title of the Fire Bear's successor. The delinquents are all on the ground, and Jiang walks towards Sang Ji-yu, who is genuinely scared now. Sang Ji-yu wonders if Jiang was originally this huge. Jiang checks on Sang Ji-yu, helps him get up, and they walk away. Han Biel compliments Jiang, and Ji-chen gets mad. Ji-chen thought Han Biel fought against Jiang, but Han Biel didn't. Ji-chen sees that his brother is stronger than expected and wonders how much stronger the man named Jong-so is. Ji-chen then calls someone for reinforcement. A man relaxing at a poolside receives Ji-chen's call and wonders what's up. Meanwhile, Jiang tells Sang Ji-yu to always call for his help. Sang Ji-yu feels guilty, and some students notice him. Sang Ji-yu uses this chance to scare them with Jiang, and the students laugh at Sang Ji-yu for using Jiang's name. They leave scared, and Jiang wonders who they are. Sang Ji-yu plans to keep using Jiang's name, and the two continue to walk home. In the alleyway, Ji-chen is irritated by Han Biel's misinformation about Jiang, forcing Ji-chen to change plans. Han Biel apologizes, and Ji-chen tells him to wait for Jong-so and Ji-so so they can form a team. He reminds Han Biel of who he serves, and Han Biel's head is aching from the unexpected changes. He realizes that it wouldn't be fun if everything just went easily. On the other hand, Si-won finds Min-woo's accident weird and plans to personally check on Min-woo to see if he changed his mind. Si-won arrives at the hospital, and someone watches him enter the building. He got the order from Jae-wook to stand nearby and can't believe Si-won actually came. Si-won shows up in the brothers' hospital room, surprising Min-woo and Jeon-woo. Si-won tells them to relax and wonders when Min-woo's legs will recover. Min-woo suggests Jeon-woo get some fresh air, and Si-won is glad that Jeon-woo can walk. Jeon-woo leaves, worried about his brother. Si-won immediately asks if it was really an accident or not. Min-woo assures him it was an accident, and the negotiation with the other gang went well. Si-won is glad but can't wait for Min-woo to recover. Min-woo gets flustered when Si-woo points out Min-woo's failure to bring down Jiang. Min-woo wonders what to do with the alliance with the other gang, and Si-won tells him to take a vacation. Old men might move slowly, but the younger ones are restless. Si-won then informs him that Ji-chen is on the move. Jong-so spends time with Da-eun, and they come across Ji-chen, who glares at them. Jong-so wishes to pass by, but Ji-chen deliberately bumps into him. Jong-so grabs Da-eun, checks if she's okay, and asks Ji-chen for an apology. Ji-chen playfully apologizes, making Jong-so angry for the first time. Jong-so tells his sister to go home by herself, gives her money for ice cream, but she refuses and runs away. Ji-chen calls Jong-so, who knows Ji-chen came for him. Ji-chen lifts his arm and unleashes a 1-inch punch. Jong-so manages to block it, but he still gets pushed. Jong-so puts up a judo stance, and Ji-chen leaps forward, whirls his body, kicks Jong-so, who grabs his pants and punches Ji-chen's face. Ji-chen surprisingly launches a kick while doing a handstand, following it up with a somersault kick. but Jong-so dodges it. Ji-chen can't believe he's fighting a monster. Jong-so wonders who he is and how far he can go. Ji-chen tells Jong-so to stop acting scary and do things right. Da-eun returns, claiming she still wants ice cream, and the fighters get flustered. Ji-chen claims he lost the energy to continue and leaves, saying goodbye to Da-eun. The siblings wonder who Ji-chen was, and Jong-so calls Jiang to meet up. Jiang meets Jong-so and wonders what happened. Jong-so is flustered seeing bloody Jiang, who informs him that Jong-cho's gang fought him and proudly announces that he won alone. Jong-so finds it weird that they were acting on their own and shares that someone just picked a fight with him. Jiang can't believe someone confronted Jong-so. Jong-so finds it strange that they were attacked on the same day. Jiang suddenly realizes something and calls someone. Li Yeji is still discussing the bad guy's uniform with her friends. They think the design came out well, and Li Yeji likes it. Her phone rings, and seeing it's from Jiang, her friends tease her about them dating already. They put the call on speaker and listen to Li Yeji and Jiang's conversation. Jiang worriedly asks if Li Yeji is okay. Li Yeji's friends start giggling, and she tells him she's with her friends. Jiang is glad and shares that he and Jong-so got attacked at the same time. They can't believe there's a madman attacking Jong-so. Jiang tells Li Yeji to be careful too, and her friends find Jiang sweet and worried for Li Yeji. Li Yeji gets embarrassed and tells him the call is on speaker. Jiang reminds her that she is the brain of the group. The situation turns disappointing, and Li Yeji asks Myung-jun and Young Jian if they got into a fight. Jiang totally forgot about them and hurriedly says goodbye. Li Yeji's friends claim that the attacker might be from outside the area and might keep coming. Sooner or later, the group might disappear before the uniform comes out. Li Yeji is in it, thinks of a plan B. Curious about what comes next? Click on this video to continue. And don't forget to like and subscribe.